Hi YouTube! Welcome back to my channel where you never know what I'm going to talk about or what's going to happen. Today I'm going to be talking about two pairs of slides. It's the Hoka 1-1 Recovery Slide and the Adidas Alphabounce Slide. Two really good comfortable slides that I feel I need to make a review about for people out there that are considering buying them like I was, which I'll get into. And for people that may have foot issues, speaking of foot issues, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my feet and the history of why I decided to buy these slides in the first place. I'm going to try to keep it short, but it's a little tale to tell. So ever since I was a young child, I've always known that I had flat feet. My parents used to try to buy special shoes for me that would like add comfort for me being on my feet as a kid. I recently found out that when I was a baby that I actually had to wear leg braces, which is crazy because I had no idea that I had to wear leg braces as a baby. And then, I was telling my mom about my feet issues, and she was like, when you're a baby, you have to wear braces on your legs. And I'm like, no, didn't know that because you never told me. I can't remember that far back. So I decided that it was time for me to get a better pair of slides. When I was younger, I started working in retail. So I've worked in retail 15 plus years before the pandemic, and being on your feet for that many hours is really, it can be really tough on your body. If you work in the service industry or retail, you know what I'm talking about. You're constantly on your feet, and if you have flat feet or you have a misalignment with your knees, which I actually have both, unfortunately, it can be a real damper on your health, mentally and physically. So, earlier, like about a few years ago, I decided to get some custom orthotics. They were about $400, and it left a sour taste in my mouth because the person that made them for me was not very professional after the fact, because, they have like a 2-year warranty. And about like 3 months of wearing them, I noticed that, I wasn't getting the support that I initially was getting from them. So I felt like they were like maybe breaking down a little bit. The person wasn't trying to hear it, get them corrected. I'm like, I paid almost $400 for these. That's ridiculous. So I decided to go back to the Dr. Scholl's custom orthotics, which are pretty good. They're not very custom, of course, it's for air quotes, because, you go to the kiosk, the Dr. Scholl's kiosk, and they kind of like scan your feet, and they suggest which would be the best option for you. I, of course, had to go up to the 550 or 440, whichever one is the highest ones that they offer, and I found some comfort in those. I feel like they're made pretty well. They last about a year, and, they're pretty great. Doctors have told me that I am starting to get arthritis in the knees. I definitely feel it for, being on my feet for so long and, it being a damper on my knees, which have misalignment since I was a baby, and also, being heavy set and on your feet and knees, that often. Working in retail 40 hours a week, also living in New York City, walking to work or taking the train to work, standing on the train. It's a lot of time on your feet. Doctors have told me, because of that I should wear shoes around the house also. I should always be in shoes. And I'm like, who wears shoes around the house? Because initially I was thinking, oh, are you talking about a boot or a sneaker? The first one I purchased was well, first of all, I'll tell you about this. I ended up purchasing a pair of Hoka 1-1 Kaha boots. They were the most comfortable boots I had ever worn. The reason, the way I heard about Hoka 1-1 was because I worked on the Upper East Side and I would see older people in their Hoka 1-1, sneakers. And I was like, what are those sneakers? I've never heard of them, but I loved how fat the sole was. Ever since a kid, I was a Spice Girls fan, so anytime I see, a platform sneaker, I'm like, whoa, what are those? So, I was like, what are those, sneakers that they're wearing? I looked online, and I found the website Hoka 1-1. I was like, ooh, they're kind of pricey. And then I read the reviews, and I was like, ooh, it looks like they might be worth it. So, I looked through the different styles of shoes that they offered, and I found the Hoka 1-1 Kaha boot, and they were amazing. They're the most comfortable boot I've ever worn. Previous to those boots, I wore Timberlands and Dr. Martens, which neither one of those are very comfortable after a while. Like, if you're working in retail and in those boots, you know, they can be like, you know, people say you have to break them in, but I'm like, I don't really have time to break them in. Like, I have time to break them in, but I don't want to be in pain at work, you know what I mean? So, I purchased the Hoka One One Kaha boot, and they were incredible, life-changing. I was like, wow, these are really great boots. I highly suggest those if you're on your feet all the time. They're great, and they're actually worth the price. They're kind of steep in price, but they're kind of worth it, to be honest. I ended up buying 2 pair. After wearing the first pair a lot, and them holding up so well, I decided to get a black pair also, so I can wear them anytime that I want it, because the first pair that I bought were like gray and blue. So on that website, I saw the Hoka One One recovery slide, and I was like, $50 for a slide? I don't know if I wanted to pay $50 for a slide. So, you know, it's like I had my Birkenstock EVA slides. Those were doing well, holding up. But then they started to break down a little bit and started to make a noise. So I was like, I think it might be time to replace these. So, I always love looking up reviews before I make a purchase, which is one reason why I'm making this video. So that anyone that's like, you know, searching about, you know, either one of these slides can definitely get some insight, especially if you have flat feet or wide feet. I'm definitely going to give you some insight because I couldn't find many videos on the Hoka One One one. But when I looked up the Adidas Alphabounce slide, I found a video and it was like the 10 most comfortable slides out there or something. And it reviewed like 10 different slides by 10 different makers, brands. And I believe their number one was the Adidas Alphabounce slide. I'm going to include some video of my feet without the slides so you can see how flat my feet are. My ankles kind of come in a little bit. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I definitely needed some reinforcement as I'm getting older. So I needed something that was like, you know, gave me a plush, soft step, but also gave me that type of like straddling of the foot and what's the word? Support. Yeah, I needed that in the house too. So I had wore the Birkenstock EVA slide, love those, and then I moved up to these ones. They are the Adidas Alphabounce slides. This particular pair I've had for a year. They're still holding up. They are the most comfortable slide I have ever experienced in my life. And I was like, as soon as I opened them out of the box, I felt this, and I was like, what? They are amazing. I was like, these feel so soft. They're so plush, and it's this black part. You'll see right here, it says bounce. They actually have some bounce to them. I highly suggest these. They range, well, they don't range price. They're about $30. I think it depends on where you get them from. If you get them from the Adidas website, they're about like $30, $40. They're so cushioned. They have, if you have wide feet, they have the Velcro where you can like cinch your foot in. It can adjust to basically different foot widths. And then they're also, you know, they have the plush insole. As you can see, it's like kind of insole, outsole, what's sitting inside here. And then this white part cradles that and is more support. So these had they checked every box that I wanted in a slide, like in a house slide, a house slipper, because I don't really wear these outside unless I'm in Florida or something. They are amazing. And then, you know, I was like, there's one downside to these slides, is that they don't have much arch support. If you see here, it's pretty flat. It has some ridges here, which I assume is for grip or to kind of massage the feet a little bit. But they don't have any arch support. So it was like looking again at the Hoka One One slide, and I was like looking online, and you know, some of the reviews on the website said that they had arch support. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try these. Maybe I should just go ahead and try these. So I went ahead and I ordered the Hoka One One slide. They're great. I would say they're good, but you know what? They have an incredible sole. The sole on these, as you can see, are thick. They appear to actually be thicker than they are because they actually cradle the feet in here. So even though it looks like they're really thick on the outside, they actually dip down a little bit, but which is good because it kind of cradles the foot, as I mentioned. But if you have wide feet, this part, it pinches the toe right here. I don't know if you have to break them in. I don't know if you can even break this material in. It's kind of like a plastic, but it doesn't, it's not nearly as comfortable as these, I've got to say. And the price tag of these versus these are such a winner. These ones, like I mentioned, are $30, $40. These ones range $50, $60 US dollars. And, you know, they're very cushioned up here, and then they have the support on the bottom, like I mentioned with those. But they just don't compare, and I love Hoka 1-1, love the boots. But these ones, I feel like they should make them in different widths. Because these, they're just too tight on the, like, on the toes. If you have wide feet, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of their boots or sneakers come in different widths. Like, they have standard and they have wide foot. These do not. And they really, really, really should. Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, viewing the reviews, buy them because they have back issues, leg issues, foot issues. And if you're gonna buy a $50 slide, you expect and want comfort for them. Especially for, like, you know, your recovery slide, you know? So I would definitely say if you have wide feet to maybe stray away from these and to maybe like check out these, because these ones support, like, they both have equal support. I actually feel like these ones have, like, they're softer. They're softer and they still have the bottom support. They're so comfortable. While these, they have that, they if you feel here, they're not as soft. They don't have the bounce as the Alphabounce, hello, has with these. They just have more of a supportive, thick sole. And I love these. I wanted them to work, and they will work. I will wear these around the house. Like, if I'm having a day just in, I'll probably just wear them around the house. Hopefully they'll break in a little more and be more comfortable. But these, after like a long day out walking, or, you know, grocery shopping, working, once the pandemic is over, I will get back into these every day. But for now, I wear these like if I'm coming in from a long walk. Like, I immediately slip them on. They're so comfortable. So comfortable. While these will be like my secondary slide. And these actually cost more. So if you're thinking about buying these, and you have, I would say, another thing about these, one other thing before I forget and go. I had to go up a size. I read in the reviews that people were saying, I had to go up a size, I had to go up a size. So I was like, I know I'm probably going to have to go up a size. So instead of returning them and then going up in a size, I went ahead and went up a size. Luckily, they did come in a size 14. I am normally a size 13. So I purchased a size 14. And as you'll see in the video, they are a good fit. I felt like if I would have got 13, it would have been too small and even tighter on my toes, and I would have been very unsatisfied. But with the size 14, I'm like, they'll work. But with these, I'm like, I ordered them in a size 13. They fit perfectly. I even bought my brother a pair of these, and he loves them. So Adidas, if you're listening, great job on these. Do not discontinue them. I did see on their website, they're sold out in quite a few sizes, so I hope they're not going to discontinue them. They're great. More people need these and need to hear about them. Hoka 1-1, I would say, Hoka 1-1, can you please just add maybe an extra wide option for these? They're a great sandal, but they like, I don't know, they just like don't hold up. So that is my review on the Adidas Alphabounce slides and the Hoka 1-1 recovery slide. I hope this review has been helpful. I hope this has given you insight into which pair you decide to buy. And if you have any comments or experience with any of these slides, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. They're both available on the Adidas website and the Hoka 1-1 website, of course, individually. Alphabounce on Adidas, recovery slide on Hoka 1-1. So, as you know, this is not sponsored, so I'm giving you the real truth, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day, and peace and love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!